Hi guys, it's Megan Rose from the Philippines coming to you with another set of tutorial on how to make this oblong shaped wallet with a X design. So for this project we're gonna need some acrylic rough beads that are 6 mm in size of the two colors of your choice. So today we're gonna use red and white, and then you're gonna need some nylon monoline string that are about 0.50 mm or 15 pounds, and a pair of scissors to cut the string. So the suggested string length for this project, since this is made out of two cheeks, for the first cheek we will need about 2 meters and a little bit less than a yard. For the second cheek, we're gonna need two batches of string, one for 2 meters and another batch for 1 meter and a little bit of 1 meter and more than 1 yard. So the first string will be enough to make the first cheek, so I already made that one. And then for the second cheek, it will be enough for the connection of the side parts and bottom parts up until this handle part. So I'm gonna catch up with you after this. I forgot to mention that the dimension for this project is from this tip up to here. It is about 6 inches in length, and the height is approximately 3 inches, and it will look like this. The design wouldn't be visible up until you put a lining inside, so I decided to show you this and put some Gina cloth inside for you to see the design. But if you put a gray cloth for the lining, it wouldn't be visible, so I used this cream one. So to start off the project, we're going to start from this bottom part, and we're going zigzag up until we reach the 7th row. So the height of this is 7 rows up. So I cut my string for about 2 meters for the second cheek, and we're going to start by making a cluster of 5. So put, for the other end of the string, you hold it on your right hand. Put 4 red beads on that right string, and then the other end of the string you will hold with your left hand, and we're going to silicop. I usually tell you guys this process, which is the silicop. So it is wherein you insert your right string going to the left and your left string going to the right, just through that one bead. We're going to align the ends, and we're going to slide that one bead so that it will go to the rest of the beads to form the cluster of 5. So the bottom row, or the first row, is composed of 9 clusters of 6 in between 2 clusters of 5. So now we're going to make 9 clusters of 6, and I'm just going to show you this, and afterwards you can do it on your own. So that is putting 2 red beads on the right string and also 2 beads on the left, and then we're going to silicop with that one bead. I'm going to show you one more time. So now we have that cluster of 6 after the cluster of 5. I'm going to do this 9 times. So to show you once again, put 2 beads on your right string and 2 beads on your left, and then we're going to silicop with the red bead. So now you'll have 2 clusters of 6 after that cluster of 5, and you're just going to repeat this up until you have 9 clusters of 6. I'm gonna catch up with you after that. Okay guys, so now that we have made the 9 clusters of 6 after that cluster of 5, as you can see, there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 clusters of 6. So for the end of the first row, we're gonna put a cluster of 5. So that is putting 2 red ones on your right string and 1 on your left. And then we're going to silicone up with the red one. The second row is wherein we're gonna put the design. The second row. So since we're here, we're going to form a cluster of 6 that is slanting to the right. So they're gonna put 4 red beads on your right string and then silicone up with the red one. This is the first cluster of 6 for the second row. So now we have this. So what we need to do is we're gonna insert the left string through the 2 adjacent beads, so we can make the next cluster of 6 with the design. So this is alternating the red and the white. So here we're going to form the first design. We're going to put 1 red one on the right string and a white one also on the right, and we're going to silicone up with the white bead. So now we have this, and then we're going to insert the left string through the 2 adjacent red beads. And here we're going to put 1 white bead on the right, another red one, and then we're going to silicone up with the red bead. So we're just going to alternate the white with the red for the design. And this white part here has 5 repeats. So you can see and you can tell that you have the right amount by counting them. Insert your left string to these 2 adjacent red beads, and just we're going to follow the design, a white one and a red one. So here we're gonna put a red, a white, and then silicone up with a white bead. So I'm hoping that you can make this on your own, alternating the red and the white up until we reach the end of the second row. I'm going to make this, and then also please make it on your own, and I'm going to show you how we form the last bits of the second row. Guys, so now that we have made most parts of the second row, alternating the white with the red, we're on the last bits now. So what I did is I inserted the left string to these 2 adjacent red beads, and then we're going to form the last white design by putting 1 white, 1 red, and silicone up with the red one. So we're going to move on to the third row, which also has an alternating design but a little bit different than this one. So we're going to insert the left string to this 1 adjacent bead, and we're going to turn our work. So here we're gonna form a cluster of 6 that is slanting to the right. So put 2 red beads on the right string and then 1 on the left, and then we're going to silicone up with the red bead. And then we're going to start the third row with the alternating design of red and white. So the start of the third row is a cluster of 6. So what you need to do is we're gonna put 4 red ones on the right string, and then we're going to silicop with the red one. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a few times, and just like the second row, you can do it on your own up until we go to the last bits of the third row. So what do you need to do? Since we're here, we're gonna insert the left string through these 2 adjacent red beads. Then we're going to make the design by putting 2 white ones on your right string and silicop with the red one. So you're just going to alternate this design. Okay, so now we have that. Insert your left string to the 2 adjacent white beads. Here we're going to put a 2 red beads in between. So put 2 red ones on the right string and silicop with the red one. I'm going to show you one more time. So now we have that. Insert your left string through the 2 adjacent red beads. Here we're going to put the second white design. Put 2 white ones on the right string, silicop with the red. So that's just what you're gonna do with the remainder of the third row. I'm gonna show you how I make it right before we end the third row. So you alternate white with the red, white and red, and just take note that you have to silicop with a red bead. Okay, I'm gonna catch up with you after that. Okay guys, so now that we have formed 5 repeats of this design, alternating the white with the red, we're going to the last bits of the third row. So we're gonna put here 2 white beads on the right string and then silicop with the red one. So I forgot to mention that there's going to be 6 repeats of this design. And this is going to be the middle design. Okay, so we have alternated it with 6 of the white ones in between the red ones. Okay, so since we're in the last cluster for the third row, insert your left string through this 1 adjacent bead that is red, and then we're going to turn our work, and here we're going to form a cluster of 6 slanting to the right. So insert 2 beads and the 2 red ones on the right string, and then 1 red on the left and silicop with the red one. And we're going to form the 4th row, which is the middle part. It is consisting of 2 clusters of 5 for the tips of it. So since we're here, we're going to start the 4th row. So put 3 red ones on your right string and then silicop with the red one. And then we're going to insert the left string through these 2 adjacent red and white beads. We're going to form the design here. So what we need to do is we're going to put 1 red one on the right string, after that a white one, and then we're going to silicop with the white bead. It's going to be an alternating design for this. So I'm just going to show you a few of them, and you can also make them on your own. And I'm going to catch up with you after we get near to the last bits of it. Okay, so since we're here, I'm going to form the design. Put one white one on the right string, a red one, and then silicone with the red. So now we have this. Insert your left string to the two adjacent beads. Put one red on your right string, a white one, and then we're gonna silicone with a white bead. And you're just going to continue on making this alternates between the red and the white up until we get near to the last bits of this fourth row. See? Now you can make it on your own, and I'm going to catch up with you after this. Okay guys, so now that we have made the alternating design for the fourth row, so now close to the end of the fourth row, insert your left string to the two adjacent beads. This is the last design. So we're gonna put one white, one red on the right string, and then silicone with the red beads. So now we're on the other tip of the oblong. Insert your left string through this one adjacent red bead and turn your work. We're gonna form a cluster of 5. So put 2 red beads on your right string and then silicone with the red bead. And now the design is going to be slanting to the left to form the oblong. So insert your left string through this one adjacent red bead, and here we're gonna form a cluster of 6 for the 5th round or the 5th row. So insert 3 red beads on the right string and then silicone with the red bead. And this also has a design to it that is alternating. So since we're here, we're gonna insert the left string through these 2 adjacent white beads. We're gonna put 2 red ones on the right string and then silicone with the red bead. The next cluster will be the beginning of the design. So insert your left string through these 2 adjacent red beads. Here we're gonna form the design. So put 2 white ones on your right string and then silicone with the red bead. And I'm just going to show you one more time, and then you can make it on your own. Just continue on making this alternate between the red and the white beads. So since we're here, I'm gonna put 2 red ones on the right string and then silicone with the red one. Insert your left string to the 2 adjacent red beads. Put another design of the white. So here we're gonna put 2 white ones on the right string and then silicone with the red. And you can just make it on your own up until the last bits of the 5th row, and I'm gonna catch up with you after that.